What's good, YouTube? We are going to be entering the Zodiac tournament, so you will have to come face to face with the man that runs the place. But I couldn't resist this post. Someone post Kaiba X Moist fanfic. Kaiba Yugi Kaiba! Rest in peace, headphones users. But we do have a serious deck to play in the tournament. Now, it's not the best version of the deck. It's not Zoo or True Draco, but the live stream helped me build this deck, and I'm actually pretty proud of it after testing it. It's got some really cool plays, and that's Fairy Tale Magicians. And we've got some extra stuff for link format. So if you don't know about the Zodiac tournament, we're making it Code of the Duelist legal alongside the Megaton promos. So yes, you can play Proxy Dragon in the tournament. But let's get into the deck and why I like it so much. There's so many plays that I haven't seen Pendulum Magicians do. And maybe I'm just not paying enough attention to the decks or profiles, but we did some pretty cool stuff that I haven't seen done by them. So we have BLS. You have to raw draw. It's kind of the X Factor. It's our Brock Lesnar. He comes down and he wrecks stuff. Gofu is a one-card Decode Talker, easy peasy. You get both tokens, and you can either make Proxy Dragon with both tokens and go into Decode Talker, or one by one you can make Link Spider, Decode Talker. I just have it that way, both available plays, in case there's a Trident that's going to end up popping something to stop the play. I want everything available, so like if Trident's out, you go with the Link Spider plays. Chaos Sorcerer is searchable in this deck by our good buddy over here, Time Star Magicians. Time Star Magicians effect, if I can get my cursor over here safely, takes 2 level 4 Pendulum monsters, so you can overlay it with Wisdom Eye Magician as well. And once per turn, you can detach an Xyz material from this card and add a Dark Spellcaster from your deck, graveyard, or face up from your extra deck to your hand. So that includes Chaos Sorcerer, which we actually ended up doing a lot playtesting. Once per turn, if a Pendulum monster card in your monster zone or Pendulum zone would be destroyed by battle or card effects, so your own effects as well, you can send a Spellcaster type monster from your deck to the graveyard. So that happens a lot too with your Double Iris Magician and your Purple Magician, your Purple Poison Magicians. And you're able to dump Snow to the graveyard. Continuing on, you see a full Fairy Tale engine here. We've got 3 Luna, 3 Rhea, 1 Sleeper, and 1 Snow. So what does this do for you? Well, Rhea enables your entire Bamboo engine down below. If you don't know what Rhea does, neither player can target monsters on the field with spell cards or effects except for this one. This means you can only equip spells to her if she's out. Nothing else can be equipped to. You can discard 1 spell card, equip 1 equipped spell card from your hand, deck, or graveyard. So even if you ran out of your Bamboo cards, which does happen sometimes for your 3rd golden, you can equip it from the graveyard. And then return an equipped spell card, the equipped spell card to your hand during the end of the turn. So if you start out with this in hand, you're able to pitch it, attach one of them to her, and then get this and go, Pot of Greed? What does it do? It allows you to draw 2 cards if you have a Bamboo card out. So, Golden Bamboo Sword, real nice, and there's more support coming. That's why I was so excited when it was released. This engine's already established. Then you have Sleeper. A lot of people call her the worst one, but I really like her. During either player's turn, when your opponent activates a normal spell or trap, you can distribute another monster and change it to change one face up monster your opponent controls face down. So basically, she also has a flip effect, and it's pretty awesome to be able to use that, but typically they'll just choose something else. I would think it's they get to change one face up monster your opponent controls to face down, so they'll probably just hit your Luna or something, I would assume, if you have ties to the Brethren, which we're getting to the power plays for that in a second. And then Snow is here, so you have 4 targets for ties in this camp. We've got Harmonizing Magician, amazing card. It lets you special summon a Magician from deck when it's Pendulum summoned, and oh, it's so good. We've got triple Skull Crobat and of course the Maxi, triple Purple Poison, triple Wisdom Eye. So our second ties targets are actually our Skull Crobat, Iris, and Purple. So ideally you're Harmonizing, of course. You're ideally starting with Skull Crobat and searching Harmonizing in order to Pendulum summon it out. And then you can still do all your special summons in the turn before. So you can activate Brilliant, you can overlay before ties, you can do so many things before ties. So you can search her out, Pendulum summon her, search something from deck, go into your extra deck, and then activate ties if you want. It's really good, but your ideal ties targets is Rhea or Luna, which don't need to be normal summoned for their main effects that are negating during your opponent's turn. So these act like blockers. Luna and Sleeper act like effect blockers during your opponent's turn when you tie. They basically replace your need of traps. We've got the Garnet, you never want to draw it, along with 3 Brilliant Fusions. We've got the entire Bamboo Engine. We've got Double Pot of Desires, very dangerous in this deck, but sometimes you just find yourself needing it. We've got 2 Ties of the Brethren, and we've got Time Pendulum Graph. So my live stream built this entire deck. It's pretty awesome that they came up together with this kind of joint strategy. We didn't want to play True Draco or Zoo for real. We wanted to play something different, something interesting. I'm sure Zoo Pendulum Magician is the best variant, but the cool things this does, like searching Chaos Sorcerer, the attack tricks that we'll get into here in a second, we've got more strats, boys, are really, really cool. Iris allowing you to inflict double damage with its Pendulum effect, and whenever it's going to battle a monster is really cool. You get to use it preemptively too. You can target one dark spellcaster type monster you control, apply this effect, and destroy this card. Once applied, any battle damage it inflicts to your opponent this turn, if it battles a monster, is going to be doubled. So it does have to battle a monster. I misread that when we started playtesting, but we got it corrected real fast. Purple Poison Magician will give it 1200 whenever it battles as well. There's a really cool card down in our extra deck that works very, very well with that strategy, and that's Enlightenment Paladin. So what we actually did was we forced a Masterpiece to use its effect, and then brought this out, boosted it on up, and outed it, and did extra damage, because not only was it going to, with the Purple Poison Magician, have 1200 more attack, we then had it do double damage with double Iris Magician, and at 3700 it was able to do the extra, you know, do 1600, but then do 3k, because when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can inflict damage to the opponent equal to that monster's original attack. This is a card I don't see in a lot of Pendulum Magician decks, but it's a win con. It's a straight up win con. It just takes 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner monsters. It's straight up generic, but if this card is synchro summoned using a Magician Pendulum monster, you get to target a spell card in your graveyard and add it to your hand. It's pretty nice to just get Pot of Greed again. it's pretty darn nice. But overall, the side deck is made for going second, and then we have some going first cards, but like the going second cards would be Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. You've got your Kaiju Engine. If you're going first, you can put in Foolish Burial Goods or Unending Nightmare, but you can put this in going second too to guarantee a Kaiju a turn later. Not the best, but you can also send your Cursed Bamboo Sword, actually, to get golden in case your hand started with one of these, which is pretty nice. Or with your Broken Bamboo Sword. So it has multiple uses in the deck. We've got 2 Kaiju Slumber for the Kaijus, and 3 Twin Twister typically for when you're going second. For when you're going first, I actually like Unending Nightmare to take care of cards like Anti-Spell. It also takes care of Dragonic Diagram. It's kind of your own floodgate. So I prefer this going first over the Twin Twisters, and that's the Spell and Trap Destruction we came to for our going first plays. In the extra, we have the Seraph Knight, we have the Double the Code-Talker, and the ways to bring it out that I already explained. We've got Beals, because you can make it in this deck relatively easily, and it's a really good counter to Masterpiece. Masterpiece just can't take care of this. They've got to find other ways. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. True Draco has a really hard time dealing with it. Basically, they end up using that one trap card to half its attack, and then you're just sitting there till they deal with it. Typically, you know, it's a bit of time, though, when it can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. They've got to find a way to out it. We've got the Ignister, the Blasting Draco Slayer. So it feels so good to have it back. So interesting for Pendulum Mirror matches, because most of the time when you're destroying something, you're giving them something. Psyframe Lord Omega is a must. Able to get himself out of the main monster zone and pop back up into the... or able to get himself out of the extra monster zone and pop back into the main monster zone. We've got Void Ogre Dragon. Diamond Dire Wolf is because it clears itself out of the field rather than playing Castel. I'm playing Minerva and for that sack factor for when we just need to get to a lighter darkened graveyard and try to summon that BLS. I think it's actually just good to have access to. Time Star, MVP of the extra deck, probably the most summoned extra deck card for me. And then Tornado Dragon. So, I really do enjoy this deck, and I want to say, I did have reservations about entering my own tournament, but with a deck like this, I'm unlikely to top. But in the case that I do top and get to prizes somehow through amazing players like Blair Hunter from the Card Guys, Ediception from Team Jobber, Eric Christensen, you know, one of the national champions from years past. If I somehow get through all these amazing players who have been playing in our tournaments, I've done it once before. I top 8'd, and I actually lost an ear in this top 8. It was my second ever that I played, and if I somehow do top 2, though, I will be giving my prizes away free on stream, and not to just to people who donated, but in general. We'll have a pure random giveaway for it if I somehow make it there. I seriously doubt I will. But I do have reservations about making people play, you know, a tournament organizer. I won't be abusing that power in any way. I'll be treating people as I would regular opponents, as if I were just a participant. I know when Vince McMahon walks in and wrestles, there's some weird stuff going on, isn't there? But if you happen to be playing me, there won't be any shenanigans. And again, if I somehow get into the prize pool, it will be given away. I will not be keeping any of my prizes from the Zodiac tournament. I think that would be terribly corrupt and a terrible thing to do. But thank you to Master Dinnerflax, to Abbott, to Dimension Warrior, to everybody who did help me build this deck. I don't know if Abbott did. Abbott's always around, though. I know Rob Keck's always around, too. So many people helped make this deck. It's a long list of people who helped make this deck, but it was really awesome to have so many people come together. King of Bar was another big one who's floating around down there. But so many people came together, made this deck possible. And it's definitely great to just have innovation within the kind of archetype, make an entire spellcaster deck outside Yugofu and Maxi and Garnet, but mostly spellcaster deck, and I'm pretty excited to be playing in this one, and I think it's fair to publicly let people know what I'm playing also. Just don't bring anti-spell. And oh, one more thing, if we find out you've stream sniped me during the duel, ooh, there will be repercussions for that, because I will be doing every single one of my matches as an open feature with no card blockers. Thanks for watching, guys!